The inspiration for me doing this project was my experience with other online classes. Typically in your online class, you log into a web page, you get your assignments, you do your assignments, and you submit your assignments. It feels really isolating. You don't really feel like you're part of a group or part of a class. When I took Internet for Educators at Tech 502, we had optional meetings where we'd get together through Adobe Connect, and we could ask questions and we could talk about stuff, and that was really cool. I felt like it kind of connected the class a little bit. And then with games and simulations and teaching, learning in virtual worlds, these two classes that I've taken where we meet once a week inside virtual spaces as a class, I felt that it was really connecting, that I felt like I was really part of a class, part of a group. And I wanted to do that for typical online high school classes, because I'm afraid that with the growth of online classes for online high schools, that the classes are really set up along the original track, where you log in, you get your assignments, you do your assignments, and you submit your assignments with no real connection with the class. Now you may have some interaction with the teacher, but not like you would have in a traditional brick and mortar school, and that's what I wanted to do here. So so this is what I've got. This is my first room, and it's set up to be basically a lecture hall. You got some seating up there for students to sit. You got two podiums here where you might have a debate between students that can be witnessed by everybody else, and there's some really cool things you can do online with Twitter and things like that for doing debates. And a very large, very large screen on the background in the back where you can put videos or presentations to do while you do it. Now the idea here is obviously that students could do presentations for the class. They could create video presentations to put up on the screen where they wouldn't have to stand up here and talk, or even a semi-traditional lecture type scenario where the teacher could present to the class, or even a student could present to the class new material. Some real, I think, exciting possibilities with that. So let's see what else I got here. Step on my teleporter, come over here to my other room. The idea here was that it'd be a place for students to get together and maybe even hang out, or I have 4 steampunk tables where they could sit if they were working maybe a group project or something. They could get together here. Now I think that they're far enough apart that the local chat would isolate each table so they could just talk amongst themselves. If not, we use TeamSpeak in our classes here, and I think that's a really great use for that, and creating different channels for the different groups where they could step in and communicate that way. Now the other thing that that kind of went into this is the idea that there has to be a reason for the students to come here. If you build it, doesn't mean they'll come. There has to be some reason for them to want to be here. So I created some spots in here where they can get information about the class. This here is just an image of a quest map for a class. Now this is just obviously just one unit, but it links to a web page that has the same image. Now I think what I would do if this went live is create a full web page with hyperlinks that would condense this unit into a single icon, and you could click into it and it would bring up this more detailed map, because I think a full class quest map would get a little unwieldy, and I think that would be a way to kind of make it a little more manageable and give students an idea. The idea obviously is kind of like civilization does, with its research, where you can see what you need to do, what you need to research, or in this case, what quests you need to do to get to quests that you may find really interesting. And over here, another hyperlink that goes to a web page. This will take students to information about the class. This has the syllabus, where it outlines the class, and obviously you could do more, put a lot more information on there. And over here, this, clicking on the computer, will take them to 3D Game Lab or Resley, where they could log in and get access to their quests. I had first thought about just creating a single, more like an interactive board inside Second Life, but I think if I did that, it would tie up this option for individual students. Only one person could use it at a time. This way, the information goes directly onto the student's local computer. Now, I added a couple other things just for fun, another incentive for students just to come here and kind of hang out. The first thing over here is I have a dance floor. I'm going to come out and hang out, get their groove on. I'm having trouble getting the music to work, but I'll get that worked out. I also have a playground for them to come and just kind of have fun. It's thought it was kind of cool. The merry-go-round works. You can get on there, go around really fast. Very cool. Also, the slides. Run over here to the slides, get on the slide, go up here, yay, down the slide we go. And finally, the swings. Swings are also fully functional. Come out here and hang out on the swings for a while. So yeah, like I said, the whole idea here was to create a space for online students to come, hang out, connect with the rest of the class and their teacher, and create a more kind of connective feel, more traditional kind of feel of a classroom, and hopefully use the space to do some really fun and exciting things. So anyway, thanks for checking it out, and let me know what you think.